Welcome everyone. Please rise for the national anthems of Pakistan and Morocco.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. On behalf of the Center for Afghanistan, Middle East and Africa at the Institute of Strategic Studies, I welcome you all to today's event marking the Enthronement Day of the Kingdom of Morocco. Now, on this particular occasion, I want to extend heartfelt congratulations to His Majesty, King Mohammed VI, the royal family, and of course, the people of Morocco. Now, this day is an occasion of pride and unity for the Moroccan nation. It stands as a tribute to the enduring leadership of His Majesty, King Mohammed, and reflects the kingdom's steady journey towards inclusive development, institutional advancement, and constructive engagement at the regional as well as global level. The relationship between Pakistan and Morocco is marked by mutual trust, cultural affinity, and a shared vision for peace and prosperity. Now, at the Center for Afghanistan, Middle East, and Africa, we view Morocco as a vital partner in advancing Pakistan's engagement with Africa under its Engage Africa policy. Now, our engagement spans various sectors, including education, trade, culture, and defense. And this is moreover reinforced by our common membership in multilateral forums. We have worked actively to foster long-term linkages through policy dialogue and research, as well as academic exchange. In this regard, we deeply appreciate the support of the African diplomatic community, particularly the invaluable role of His Excellency Ambassador Mohammed Karmoun, whose guidance as Ambassador of Morocco, as well as Dean of the African Corps, has significantly contributed to strengthening the center's initiatives for deeper engagement with the African continent. Now, as a part of our commitment to promoting greater understanding and friendship, CAMIA has also taken the lead. As you've all seen, you've been a part of them, in celebrating the National Days of African Countries. These events allow us to not only recognize the historical experiences of our African partners, but also to honor their achievements and, more importantly, reaffirm Pakistan's solidarity with the continent. Now, since its establishment in 2020, CAMIA has taken pride in publishing 6 special reports on Africa. The most recent report, titled From Shared Struggles to Strategic Partnership, the historical evolution of Pakistan-Africa relations, highlights the historical development and growing strength of Pakistan-Africa relations. Ambassador Karmoun has also contributed to this, so please, the copies are available downstairs. Do make use of them, because we have contributions from our missions as well as the African missions based here in Pakistan. Now, Morocco's Enthronement Day today carries the same spirit of respect and goodwill that we are celebrating at the Institute. CAMIA, through its initiatives, works very closely, as I've mentioned time and again, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, African embassies in Islamabad, Pakistani missions based in Africa, and institutions such as the Pakistan Africa Institute for Development and Research. I think we have been able to build a very successful partnership. And I think we will, the aim is to foster comprehensive engagement and contribute meaningfully to, Pakistan's Engage Africa policy. So I hope that this trioca continues to exist and be successful. Now, looking forward, I have to say that we see enormous potential in enhancing cooperation between Pakistan and Morocco in key sectors, including higher education, which is very important, particularly from the institution that I come from, climate change, renewable energy, agriculture, and of course, digital connectivity. I think these are areas where both countries share challenges and possess complementary strengths. So with these very few introductory remarks, I once again extend warm greetings to the Kingdom of Morocco on this very important and joyous occasion, and convey on the people of Pakistan and, of course, ISSI and CAMIA our very best wishes for continued peace, progress under the visionary leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed. So with these few words, I would now like to hand over the floor to Ambassador Suhail Mahmood, Director General, Institute of Strategic Studies, for his remarks.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you, Ms. Amna Khan. Honorable Mushahid Hussain Sayyid Saab, Ambassador Khalid Mahmood Saab, Excellency Atajan Movlamov, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Ambassador Karmoun, Ambassador Hamid Asghar Khan, former ambassador to Morocco as well, the Additional Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Adil Gilani, joining us online, Ishtiyaq Beg Saab, Ikhtiyar Beg Saab, Excellencies, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. I warmly welcome everyone to the ISSI for this celebration of the Enthronement Day of the Kingdom of Morocco. This is a moment of great national pride for the Moroccan people as they honor the visionary leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, who ascended to the throne on the 30th of July 1999. Once again, we are delighted to partner with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Paidar in holding of this commemorative event. I take this opportunity to commend the active leadership role of Ambassador Hamid Asghar Khan and Senator Mushahid Hussain Sayyed. Their inexhaustible energy is helping to put Africa very firmly on the foreign policy agenda of Pakistan. I also wish to take this opportunity to express our deep appreciation for the seminal contribution that Ambassador Carmon has made to Pakistan-Morocco relations during his long and distinguished tenure in Pakistan. Excellencies, distinguished guests, over the past 26 years, under His Majesty's wise and dynamic leadership, Morocco has been on a journey of forward-looking and systematic reform, leading to remarkable renewal and progress. The kingdom has made impressive strides in people-centered governance, infrastructural transformation, industrial diversification, green transition and innovation, social inclusion, human development, and especially youth empowerment, as well as active global engagement. At the same time, Morocco has remained firmly rooted in its civilizational heritage and continued to promote interfaith dialogue, mutual understanding, and peaceful coexistence. Some of Morocco's global achievements recently deserve special mention. Reaching the Football World Cup semi-finals in 2022 was a remarkable feat for Morocco, a first for any African and Arab team. In 2030, Morocco will be co-hosting the FIFA World Cup with Spain and Portugal, another first when the tournament would span two continents. In December 2025, Morocco will host the African Cup of Nations. This is a testament both to Morocco's international engagement as well as the first-rate quality of its youth's talent as well as sports infrastructure. Morocco and Pakistan have enjoyed a long-standing relationship based on friendship and goodwill, mutual respect, and anchored in a shared commitment to solidarity and cooperation. Our diplomatic relations, established in the 1950s, have grown from strength to strength over the decades. As active members of OIC, the Group of 77, and the Non-Aligned Movement, Pakistan and Morocco share a common vision for regional peace, sustainable development, and an equitable international order. Bilateral cooperation spans a broad range of areas, including trade, defense, education, and culture. This partnership continues to be marked by warmth, cordiality, and goodwill, and holds immense promise for expansion in the years to come. Besides traditional sectors such as textiles, pharmaceuticals, and agriculture, Morocco's strength in renewable energy, fertilizers, and tourism presents new opportunities for collaboration. At the multilateral level, Pakistan and Morocco have worked together and supported each other on matters of vital importance. Pakistan deeply appreciates Morocco's principled positions on key regional and global issues and looks forward to continuing close engagement in all relevant fora. In the context of Pakistan's Engage Africa policy, Morocco holds a distinctive place. As a gateway between Africa and Europe and a leader within the African continent, Morocco is a valuable partner in our shared pursuit of connectivity, cooperation, and economic integration. The Institute of Strategic Studies remains committed to enhancing institutional collaboration with leading think tanks and research institutions in Morocco. We believe such exchanges can expand our people-to-people links, deepen mutual understanding, and contribute meaningfully to policy dialogues on issues of shared interest. As we mark this special and joyous occasion, we extend our warm felicitations to His Majesty King Mohammed VI, to the government and to the government of the Kingdom of Morocco, and to the brotherly Moroccan people. We wish Morocco continued progress on its developmental journey, regional leadership, and inclusive prosperity. We also reaffirm our commitment to further strengthening the bonds of friendship and cooperation between Pakistan and Morocco. Pakistan, Morocco, Dosti, Zindabad. I thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. I would now like to request Ambassador Hamid Azhar Khan, Additional Foreign Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everybody. Honorable Chairman, Board of Governors, Ambassador Khalid Mahmood Saab, Honorable Director General, Ambassador Suhail Mahmood Saab, Senator Mushahid Hussain Sayyid Saab, Amna Khan Saiba, Director of CAMIA, and of course, my dear brother, Ambassador Kamoon, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Morocco. I would also like to acknowledge the media stars, the famous Beg brothers, one of whom is the Honorary Consul General, also the head of the Pakistan-Morocco Business Council, and the other is the head of the Parliamentary Friendship Group between Pakistan and Morocco. And Your Excellencies, the Dean is here, and our colleagues from various countries, all protocols observed. What a pleasure it is to be here today and to have this privilege and opportunity to speak about the beautiful Kingdom of Morocco. I'll speak from the heart today, Director General, with your permission. This is going to be a highly personalized conversation. It's not a speech. In the 33 years that I've had the privilege of being a diplomat serving Pakistan, I've had a reasonable journey, serving in London and Germany and Dubai and Spain. I previously lived in France. I've worked in Australia, in America. But let me tell you that my experience and memories of Morocco surpass everything else. Not only from the personal point of view, but professionally, as a civil servant, as a government servant, as a people's servant, the learning that I experienced over there in terms of governance, in terms of the vision and the will and the capacity of the Moroccan state to serve its people. This was truly something remarkable, and the learning curve was very steep. At the very outset, let me state that the glue that holds the Moroccan kingdom together is His Majesty. What visionary leadership he provides to his nation. One is really at a loss, where does one begin? Governance. There is excellence, ladies and gentlemen, in governance, and especially at the top. Ministers, ambassadors, secretaries, heads of departments, they are held to the highest standards and they are accountable. One wrong step and that is it. It's over for you forever. So accountability and governance, that is one key lesson. Another thing is the immense popularity that His Majesty enjoys amongst the people. because the entire thrust of governance, the entire thrust, the raison d'etre of the government is to serve the people and to provide opportunities for the citizens. And like most Muslim countries, there is a youth bulge to provide hope, jobs, and a future for the next generation. So that is truly remarkable. Coming to foreign policy, I'll be very frank. I think they have one of the most assertive foreign policies that you can find anywhere. Now, Morocco, like Pakistan, is a member of the Global South. Morocco, like Pakistan, does not have extraordinary oil or extraordinary gas or extraordinary riches, which would allow it to throw its weight about on the global stage. But again, it is through wise policies and assertive conduct that they are able to punch way above the physical size of the country and the economic size of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Morocco is the first country in the world, this is a historical fact, to have recognized the new country called America. And the first American embassy or consulate in the world is at Tangiers. It still exists and it is a museum. Morocco also is the only country amongst the 54 wonderful African countries on the great continent of Africa, which has a free trade agreement both with Europe as well as with the United States of America. So for Pakistani investors and Pakistani business people, it's an ideal location to go and have a joint venture because you get free access to those lucrative markets. Morocco is also uniquely poised at the confluence of not only continents, but cultures and civilizations. Morocco, ladies and gentlemen, some of you may know this, is also the birthplace of the OIC. His Majesty's late father, King Hassan, had the vision to call a conference in Casablanca. And that is where the 1984.
I was there.
You were there? There you are. Now, Senator Mushaid is giving away his age by revealing that he was there at a conference in 1984.
The OIC.
Yeah.
1960.
1969, sir. OIC.
Not 84.
No, that was a conference. But the beginning was 69, 1969. Also, Morocco is a very important member of the Arab League. Morocco, at the same time, is an Arab country. It is an African country. And I hope my brother agrees with me. In my humble estimation, it's also a European country. Ladies and gentlemen, most of you probably do not know that there are two land borders between Morocco and Europe. And the distance between southern Europe, Spain, and Morocco is 13 kilometers. So when you are sitting in a beautiful cafe in Morocco, you can see the lights of Spain and vice versa. The connectivity between the continents is only through Morocco. Unfortunately, there are many countries in the region which are suffering from terrorism and various other challenges, which Morocco has been able to tackle head on. A truck can leave Paris full of, let's say, Nike shoes, for instance. It can travel down to South Spain. It can go onto a ferry. There's a state-of-the-art, one of the fastest growing ports in the world is Tangier Med Port. We have been speaking about Gwadar for the last 30 years. I recommend to every Pakistani government official, go and see Tangier Med. It is a state-of-the-art ecosystem where cars are being produced and exported to Europe. The manufacturing of cars has shifted to this industrial zone, which is serviced by the port. It's cheaper to build cars. And my two colleagues, the Baig brothers, we went to that port and you saw the cars being loaded onto those ships. So continuous, because it's an ecosystem. You see, a port cannot be, ladies and gentlemen, standalone. You need road connectivity, you need rail connectivity, you need safety, you need energy, you need industry. You need a population which is willing to work in the port. So it's a truly rewarding experience to see that port. The infrastructure development which has taken place in Morocco is truly remarkable. When the army chief visited, I insisted that I would take him to Tangier on a train. Now he has his own plane. So the staff called me from Islamabad that why would we go to Tangier on a train when we have our own plane? I said, because I want the chief to see what a railway can be. In a country which is developing, I want him to go on that train. And we took him on that train. And ladies and gentlemen, the train only goes, and my sons are here, they can be witnesses, 320 kilometers an hour. 325. So I have a picture standing in that train with the chief, and behind there is the sign which says 320. At that time, we took the picture. So excellence in railroads, excellence in roads. I will get into trouble if I tell you how fast I drove my new official BMW on one of those magnificent roads towards Marrakesh. It's the highest speed I ever achieved anywhere in the world, but I will not reveal it because that will be an admission. The ambassador will tell the police to send a challan to me. So the infrastructure, you can travel by road, you can travel by train, and of course, airlines are there. The train stations, ladies and gentlemen, are a treat. You could actually go to one of the train stations just to have a coffee. Another very important aspect, and Pakistan also has been struggling with this and still is struggling with it. Many countries are struggling with extremism, violence, terrorism. Ladies and gentlemen, as an ambassador, I could wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, start my car and drive in any direction I wanted to. There's total safety. I think this is one of the singular achievements of the state, that they have been able to provide total safety to the people. It's a zero-gun society. Apart from, I think, hunting rifles, Ambassador, no one is allowed to keep a weapon. Only with the license you can have a single bore, wo charon wali jo gun hoti hai. So the safety leads to what? Leads to tourism. But there's another very important thing: moderation. Morocco, like Pakistan, is a country which is 99.5% Muslim, alhamdulillah. The people, especially the solid middle class, is devout. But ladies and gentlemen, there is a tolerance for all kinds of tourist, all kinds of visitor, and all kinds of lifestyle. No one condemns anybody else. You want to cover your head? Cover your head. You want to wear a skirt? Wear a skirt. You want to go to a mosque? You go to a mosque. You want to go to a lovely, nightclub? Go to a lovely nightclub. And no one ever lifts a finger or even an eye towards the other person. And what does this bring to the economy and to the nation? Ladies and gentlemen, 17.5 million tourists. I challenge any of you youngsters to Google right now and tell me how many tourists did you get over here. And then think of the elements that I've spoken about: safety, moderation, infrastructure. And you know what 17.5 million tourists bring? They bring 14% of your GDP. Morocco has, compared to Pakistan, it's a very large country, but compared to Pakistan, a much smaller population. 35, 36 million people, 36 million people. 37 now. We are 250 million people. Now, tourism is a huge job provider. Hotels, taxis, souvenirs, restaurants, etc., etc., etc. So this is something, this is also a key takeaway, a key lesson, that this is a dividend of safety and moderation and tolerance. Another very important thing is reform. Reform for certain countries is a four-letter word. There is acute resistance. Dare I say, we are not very keen or adept at reform. But in the Kingdom of Morocco, there is a constant series of evolution and devolution. Speaking of devolution, strong, empowered local governments. Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, today, maybe outside of North Korea, is the only country in the world which does not have local governments. Now we speak of the Chinese miracle, economic miracle, in which 40 years ago, they were somewhere else on bicycles, and today they're the largest, arguably largest economy in the world. But do you know what is one of the cornerstones of that economic development? It is strong local governments. President Xi was a counselor. He was a counselor in a local council in a village. And that's how you go up through the system. We are persisting. They say that we became free in 1947. We are persisting with the colonial systems. One deputy commissioner with 5 years of service, he doesn't even have a mustache, proper mustache, and he's running a district of 5 million people. So in Morocco, the governors and the regional presidents, they are empowered and they are responsible for the development in their region. And they are watched very, very closely, and they perform and they deliver and they invite ambassadors and they invite foreign delegations to showcase the opportunities of their areas. Heritage, ladies and gentlemen, is a very important aspect again. What a beautiful manner that Morocco has showcased its heritage. If there is a fort, if there is an old building, if there is there's a monument, whatever there is, it is preserved, it is showcased, and again, it provides opportunities not only for the local community, but also for international tourists. Now, coming to a couple of very important policies, alternate energy. I think the largest single solar energy park is at Ouarzazate. It's the largest in the world, Ambassador. Largest in the world. Yeah. So the largest single solar park in the world, it's not in China, it's not in the United States, it's in Morocco. So they are already, their energy mix is 35% alternate. And what is the result? I was there for 4.5 beautiful years. Not for 4 seconds was there a power outage. And we all over here, we face these power outages every day. If it rains, the power goes. If there is a windstorm, the power goes. Many countries face these problems, but not in Morocco. Another aspect is the green revolution. Alternate energies and clean and green technologies are being increasingly researched and adopted in Morocco. Morocco, ladies and gentlemen, has, all of you have a connection to Morocco which you are not aware of. Food security. You've all heard the word fertilizer. Let me tell you that each one of you has eaten something in this country which has been fertilized with Moroccan phosphate. Ladies and gentlemen, we import $850 million. That's almost $1 billion of phosphate and phosphate derivatives from the kingdom every year. And your fertilizer industry is actually dependent on that input. We also have a tremendous joint venture in Morocco between Fauji Foundation and Morocco's outstanding corporate giant, which is the state fertilizer company, OCP. So OCP, which has offices and is doing business in 60 countries around the world, it used to be a mining company, then it became a fertilizer company, but today it is a food security company. And I'm very happy to inform you that we are in touch with the OCP and we are trying to arrange the gas, and OCP has agreed in principle to set up a fertilizer company in Pakistan as a joint venture. Water studies, again, water, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen that between Ethiopia and Egypt, between India and Pakistan, many other places in the world, water for the next generation is the new frontier. It's the new challenge, it's the new crisis. And on water, they have really done a lot of research, a lot of work, and they are inculcating this sense in the population that water is a very, very precious resource. The geography of Morocco is also remarkable. Now there's a lot of talk of geopolitical locations or geostrategic locations. If you want to understand what that is, look at Morocco. As I said, a truck can leave from Europe, enter Morocco and go all the way down to sub-Saharan Africa, to the ECOWAS region. You can provide goods to Mauritania, Burkina, wherever, down the southwest of Africa. So that is, what they have been able to do with their infrastructure, and this is a vision. And there are many components. As I said, safety is an integral part of this vision also. We enjoy tremendously warm relations, and these are based in history. Pakistan, as you know, took a principled position in the 50s, in the 60s, when we had a very robust, proactive foreign policy. We decided to support all our brothers and sisters who were fighting colonialism at the time. I'm happy to inform you all that Pakistan had provided a diplomatic passport to Mr. Ahmed Balafrej, who went on to become the first foreign minister and first chef de gouvernement, the first prime minister of Morocco later on. And he had actually traveled on the Pakistani passport, and he had represented the people of Morocco under colonial rule at the United Nations from the Pakistan desk. So this is the kind of tremendous, historic relationship that we have. But of course, there is a lot to do. We need to enhance our cooperation at the international forums. We have to be cognizant of each other's core interests and be more supportive. Morocco, ladies and gentlemen, is not just a country. Let me assure you, it's not just a kingdom. It is not just a regional leader. It is a continental leader. It is a shining star in the great African sky. And it has been a tremendous pleasure, privilege to serve there. I have wonderful memories. And I have the warmest of relationships with my colleague, Ambassador Kamoon, who is like a brother. And I would urge all of you to visit this great kingdom. And for the youngsters, try and go there and study and learn how to develop your country. I know I've taken a lot of time, but as I said, with the permission of the DG and the chairman and the worthy panel, I would speak from my heart. So I will stop here. And I would like to thank you once again for the opportunity to express myself. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now like to ask Ambassador Mohammed Karmoun, Dean of the African Corps and Ambassador of Morocco, for his remarks.
Thank you, Amla, for your introduction. Ambassador Khalid Mahmoud, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Ambassador Suhail Mahmoud, Director General, my dear brother, the Chief Guest, my dear brother, Mushahid Hussein Said, my dear brother, Ambassador Hamid Asghar Khan, with your, my dear colleagues, Ambassador High Commissioners, media, scholars, with your introduction and your remarks, Ambassador Hamid, you've said everything and you covered everything, and I can say that I don't have anything left to say. Really, and with the remarks of the Ambassador Suhail Mahmoud and also Amna, I can really say deeply, profoundly from my heart, but I don't have nothing to say, just to thank you all for being here today to celebrate the 26th anniversary of the accession to the throne of His Majesty King Mohammed VI. The Throne Day celebration is an annual opportunity to renew the bonds of mutual allegiance between the people of Morocco and their sovereign, and to reflect collectively on where the country stands in terms of what has been achieved and how to overcome the challenges that lies ahead concerning economic and social progress. Since the accession of His Majesty the King Mohammed VI to the throne 26 years ago, the pillars of economic and social progress have been strengthened and more competitive, diversified, and open economy has been maintained despite the worsening international crisis. The industrial exports have more than doubled, since 2014, especially those related to the automotive, aviation, renewable energy, food industry, and tourism. These sectors are today key levers that underpin Morocco's emerging economy in terms of both investment and job creation. As an emerging country, Morocco is today characterized by the vast diversified array of its partners. Its economy is linked to nearly 3 billion consumers worldwide, thanks to the free trade agreements the country has signed. Today, Morocco is engaged in numerous large-scale projects related to water management and desalination, food security, infrastructure, as well as energy sovereignty, with the objective to improve the living conditions of all citizens in all areas and regions. In this context, I invite Pakistani investors and businesses to invest in these development projects or set up their own businesses and benefit from the investment facilities Morocco is offering to business communities and the access to foreign markets with which the country has signed free trade agreements such as the EU, Turkey, USA, the UAE, Egypt, and others. My country, the Kingdom of Morocco, attaches great importance to its relations with Pakistan. Our bilateral relations have traditionally been strong and cordial. They are characterized by shared interests and common history. On our part, we value this relationship and see opportunities for enhanced cooperation in various fields such as trade, joint ventures, defense, tourism, and international fora to address together global challenges. For this reason, we have to further strengthen our ties through increased high-level visits and collaboration on various fronts in order to create lasting partnerships that can bring the peoples to our two brotherly nations closer and closer. Our two countries are set to conduct a series of high-level meetings to discuss their cooperation in several fields and explore avenues to increase imports and exports and identify industries where both Moroccan and Pakistani business communities can collaborate more closely. Before concluding, I would like to mention something that has not been touched. For you may all know that we have a dispute since 1975, territorial dispute since 1975 in the southern provinces of Morocco. In his address to the nation yesterday, His Majesty King Mohammed VI extended once more his hand and the hand of the Kingdom of Morocco to our neighbors in the east to sit together and to come to a common ground and to discuss all the issues that are hindering the bilateral relations between Algeria and the Kingdom of Morocco. And we hope that as His Majesty said, our brothers in Algeria can come to the common ground and sit down with the Moroccan officials to resolve all these issues. We have presented to the United Nations. Morocco has presented to the United Nations in April 2007 an autonomy plan for the people of the southern provinces to govern themselves and to manage their potential and to manage their infrastructure and to extend their relations with other parts of Morocco, since this land and this part of Morocco was a part of Morocco since the birth of Morocco. It's not in 1975 or 1956 when we got our independence from France. And we have 118 nations around the world that they are supporting this autonomy plan, and among them 3 permanent members of the United Nations: the USA in 2020, France in 2024, and lately United Kingdom in a few months ago. So, and we thank the government of Pakistan, since it's not, we know that as His Excellency the Ambassador Hamid Asghar mentioned it, in 1952, the government of Pakistan graciously delivered a diplomatic passport to Ahmed Balafrej, was one of the national leaders to defend the independence of Morocco from the seat of Pakistan at the General Assembly in 1952. And we thank warmly and profoundly the government of Pakistan for his position since 1975 regarding this dispute, and we are looking forward ahead for a strong position of the government of Pakistan to go ahead like the other nations around the world to support the autonomy plan that the Kingdom of Morocco has presented to the United Nations in 2007. With these words, I thank you all again for gracing this occasion and wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. I would now like to request our ambassador based in Morocco, Ambassador Said Adil Gilani, if you could join us.
Let's do we call it Morocco Sahara, Morocco or southern provinces of Morocco. Yeah.
Yes.
Ambassador Gilani, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just
Can you
thank
please put on your, turn your video on?
Ambassador Gilani is not sounding very enthusiastic.
Yes.
Okay. Your Excellency, honored dignitaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is a distinct honor for me as Ambassador of Islamic Republic of Pakistan to join you all today in celebrating the 26th anniversary of the accession of His Majesty King Mohammed VI to the throne. On this occasion, I extend, on behalf of the people and government of Pakistan, our sincere congratulations to His Majesty the King, the royal family, and the people of Morocco. I join you all in paying tribute to His Majesty's enduring leadership in his vision for a united, stable, and forward-looking Morocco. Throne Day is a moment of profound national reflection. It symbolizes the deep-rooted relationship between the Moroccans and their sovereign, underpinned by the Pledge of Allegiance. This covenant, sealed with history and faith, represents the unity of purpose that has enabled Morocco to pursue reforms, prosperity, and stability since last more than 400 years of this Alawi dynasty. Since acceding the throne on July 30th, 1999, His Majesty King Mohammed VI has spearheaded a transformative era for Morocco, as described by Ambassador Hamid. Whatever, I don't want to repeat that. The King's achievements are unbelievable. It's the Family Code of 2004 is a landmark achievement granting women equal rights of marriage, divorce, property, setting a global standard for gender equality within the framework of Islamic values. In 2011, Constitution passed through a national referendum extending parliamentary authority and decentralized power, reinforcing Morocco's commitment to democratic governance. These reforms, as His Majesty has emphasized, are not mere policies but a testament of Morocco's resolve to ensure dignity, freedom, equality for all citizens. Under His Majesty's leadership, Morocco has emerged as a global leader in sustainable development and innovation. The National Initiative for Human Development, launched to combat poverty and promote social inclusion, has transformed countless lives by providing access to healthcare, education, and job training. The King ambitious water management strategy, including the construction of dams and seawater desalination plants, addresses the presence pressing challenge of water scarcity, ensuring food security and sustainable growth of future generations. By the year 2030, Morocco aims to meet over half of the drinking water needs through desalination. That is a remarkable progress they have, a visionary step towards resilience in the face of climate change. Morocco's global influence is equally remarkable. His Majesty's strategic vision has positioned the kingdom as the bridge between Africa, Europe, and Arab. The joint bid with Spain and Portuguese to host 2030 World Cup, FIFA World Cup, symbolizes Morocco's ambitions to unite continents and cultures. His Majesty's unwavering support for the Palestinian cause as the chairman of the Al-Quds Committee reflect Morocco's commitment to justice and solidarity. We in Pakistan have observed with admiration Morocco's role on the global stage, whether through its return to the African Union, its leadership in promoting interfaith dialogue, its vision for connected Africa, on its consistent advocacy for just causes, most notably the Palestinian question. Morocco continues to play a constructive and stabilizing role in regional and international affairs. Our two nations share more than diplomatic relations. We are bound by a deep historical, religious, and cultural affinity and shared aspiration for peaceful and equitable international order. Pakistan remains committed to strengthening bilateral cooperation with Morocco in all its spheres: political, economic, educational, cultural, sports, tourism, etc. As we mark this important national day, we also recall the respect, the legacy of His Majesty forebear King Muhammad V and King Hassan II, leaders who laid foundation of modern Morocco. Their contribution and the continuity of wise leadership to the absolute dynasty are recognized with great respect. Looking to the future, Pakistan remains a sincere friend of the Kingdom of Morocco. We stand ready to work together in confronting common challenges and seizing shared opportunities for our people. On behalf of the people of Pakistan, I once again convey our heartfelt best wishes to all His Majesty King Muhammad VI for continued health and success, and to the Moroccan people for lasting peace and prosperity. Long live Pakistan, Morocco friendship. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Ambassador. I now would like to request Senator Mushaid Hussain Saeed, President of Bedar, for his remarks.
Thank you very much. Good morning and Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, in the name of the Almighty, the Lord of all mankind. First of all, allow me to congratulate the esteemed and honorable Ambassador of Morocco, my dear friend and brother, Excellency Mohammed Karmoun, Dean of the African Diplomatic Corps, for the celebration of the Enthronement Day, which we join you in this joyous occasion. And especially last night, I think it was one of the most well-attended and outstanding diplomatic events, where there were hundreds of guests and gatecrashers joining you and enjoying the different cuisine and the culture. So I think that shows your personal popularity, sir, and my congratulations to you. Honorable Chairman Khalid Mahmood, Honorable DG Sohail Mahmood Saab, Honorable Amna Khan Saiba, the dynamic leader of the Center for Afghanistan, Middle East, and Africa, and the very dynamic and rising star of the Foreign Office, I would say, Mr. Hamid Asir Khan, who is spearheading the Africa Initiative. I call it the Africa Troika, the Institute of Strategic Studies, the Foreign Ministry led by Hamid Asir Khan Saab, and my institute, the Pakistan Africa Institute for Development and Research, which is Pakistan's first think tank on Africa, that Africa has now been put on Pakistan's official radar. And I would also like to mention the distinguished ambassadors from Africa who are present here. Madame Dossa from Tunisia is here. There's our friend, High Commissioner Fatima from Rwanda, Lieutenant General Peter from representing a very strong leader of Africa, Dr. Ruto, who just met Trump recently, from Kenya. And also, I would like to mention the Mujahid from Palestine, mashallah, Dr. Zohair Zayed, who has been fighting against Zionism. And of course, last but not the least, representing the Yemeni civilization, which is thousands of years old. And I would like to thank the ambassador of Yemen for providing me with superb coffee, which I have every morning, and the organic honey from Yemen, which I also have every morning. Thank you, sir. And of course, not forgetting the Beg brothers, mashallah, who are playing a very important role. So I think that we have this unity and diversity in this thing. I'll just focus on three aspects. One is the historical context was mentioned, especially Muhammad Bal Afraj. And I'll just like to read out the context, which I think is important. And this is not my article. This is from Wikipedia. So it sums up the closeness, the camaraderie at a moment when Morocco was fighting for national liberation from French colonialism, how Pakistan was there to stand in solidarity. In 1952, when Morocco was, this is Wikipedia, in 1952, when Morocco was under French rule and they were fighting for their independence, Sultan Muhammad V of Morocco sent Ahmed Bal Afraj to the United States to address the UN Security Council. However, French delegates did not allow him to speak, saying that because Morocco was a French protectorate, therefore Ahmed Bal Afraj, being subject to France, cannot speak at the UN forum. Okay, at this situation of Ahmed Bal Afraj by the French, Pakistan's foreign minister Zafrullah Khan immediately got the Pakistan embassy in Washington in the United States opened at night and offered Ahmed Bal Afraj Pakistani nationality and issued him a Pakistani passport, due to which on the next day he was able to address the UN Security Council as a Pakistani citizen speaking in favor of Morocco. This is how it happened. This is how it happened.
Was issued by the Consulate General in New York, not the embassy.
Oh, it was ensured by the Consulate General in New York. Yes, sir. This gave great boost to the Moroccan independence movement internationally and back at home. Finally, when Morocco became independent in 1956, the Sultan Muhammad V appointed Ahmed Bal Afraj as Prime Minister of Morocco, and he used to hang his framed Pakistani passport in his office and used to proudly tell all the visitors the role that that passport played in the independence of Morocco. So this is the relationship that has been cemented in solidarity. And you can see that how it was done. And so Pakistan and Morocco have this special relationship. The other thing is the historical. Morocco is not just one of the countries which emerged. Morocco has a great history and civilization. Learning, culture, cuisine, tourism and travel. The oldest university in the world, the University of Carbain in Fez, founded by a lady, Madame Fatima. Yes, 859. I visited that, by the way. That was established in your country, sir. So that shows the history. Founded by a lady in the 9th century.
Yeah,
absolutely. So that is one. And one of my favorite Moroccans, Ibn Battuta. I went especially to visit his house in Tangiers. Ibn Battuta was a traveler in the 14th century. Ladies and gentlemen, he was the world's greatest traveler. From 1305 to 1334, for 29 years, Ibn Battuta traversed the world 100,000 years. There's a guest from China here, a businessman who is a very prominent businessman. He also went to China, by the way. And you must read his accounts of China. He stayed in Hangzhou, by the way. And he also visited Beijing that time. And he went to our part of the world also. So, 29 years, 40 countries, 100,000 kilometers on camel, horseback, sailing in the ships. That was the historical. He went on Hajj at 822, and then he went on these travels. So this is, history is amazing. I would like to mention also that I have been to Morocco a few times. I first went in 1984 when I was the youngest editor in Pakistan, editor of the Muslim. And it was President Ziaul Haq who was there for the Casablanca summit, hosted by His Majesty King Hassan. I had the honor of meeting him also. And it was a very historic summit. And I'd like to tell you the warmth, the affection, the hospitality of the Moroccan people. I was staying in Rabat, and I went to the Grand Mosque of Rabat for my Jummah prayers. And on that occasion, two Moroccan friends who was there, they asked, where are you from, this and that, and they invited me to their homes. One was with their families, with their mother and sisters. One was with his wife and children. And spontaneously, I accepted, of course, because it was homemade Moroccan cuisine and couscous and tahin. So that shows that kind of thing. Just a stranger from a foreign Muslim country, but that kind of affection and love was there. And then last year, Hamad Asghar Khan Sahab mentioned that 17.5 million tourists have gone there. Two of them was myself and my wife. So we added to that last year. And we went to Tangiers also, where Ibn Battuta was born, and also Fez, and of course Casablanca. And my first introduction to Morocco was when I saw the movie Casablanca, the movie of Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. If those of you who have not seen the movie, please see it on YouTube. It's worth seeing. It's a very good. It's also a romantic movie. It's also a movie of intrigue, but it's a very great movie. So, been to the replica restaurant? Yes, absolutely. And absolutely, Ricky's restaurant. And also, Casablanca was the venue of the summit between President Roosevelt and Winston Churchill in 1943. And I went to the place where Churchill, they stayed. Churchill was living in Tangiers also by then. So, this is the history of Morocco. And that history has been, I think, revived and rejuvenated thanks to two gentlemen sitting on my right, Hamad Asghar Khan Sahab from Pakistan and Ambassador Mohammad Karmoon. Thank you so much. And those of you who haven't visited Morocco, please do so at the earliest opportunity. It's a lovely place, a great place. Travel on the boats, travel also on the fast train, which I did. And on the fast train from Tangiers to Casablanca, we made friends all the way. So they were just, a gupshup and all that. And so it's an amazing place to visit. Long live Pakistan-Morocco friendship. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would now like to request Ambassador Khalid Mahmood, Chairman, Board of Governors, ISSI, for his vote of thanks.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Senator Mushahid Hussain Sayyid, the Chief Guest, Ambassador Sohail Mahmood, Director General ISSI, Ambassador Mohammad Karmoon, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Morocco, the keynote speaker, Ambassador Hamid Asghar Khan, Additional Foreign Secretary, and our ambassador in Morocco, Syed Adil Gilani, other distinguished heads of missions present here, and also Honorary Consul General of Morocco in Karachi, Ishtiyaq Beg Saab. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, I also wholeheartedly join in the celebrations of the accession of King Mohammed VI, and heartfelt greetings, congratulations to you, sir, to the people of Morocco on this joyous occasion. Now, the speakers preceding me have touched all important aspects about the Kingdom of Morocco, its role as an Arab, as an African nation, and also the evolution of the relations between Pakistan and Morocco, a relationship which predates the independence of Morocco. So I don't need to repeat all those, but only highlight just one or two more points. That first is that we should always remember that, as pointed out, that Morocco is the birthplace of OIC. It is there that the decision was taken to establish the Islamic Cooperation Organization. Of course, later on, the headquarters are moved to in Jeddah, but that is the historical fact. And secondly, the strategic location of Morocco as a gateway to Africa, to Europe, and with these free trade agreements which Morocco has with European Union and America. So it is a gateway to the markets in Europe, Africa, and even United States. And thirdly, it is really an example to see how tourism is handled in Morocco. I also have visited Morocco a couple of times, as both as his predecessor as additional foreign secretary dealing with Africa, and later on as a member of the Al-Quds Committee. I represented Pakistan in the Al-Quds Committee and then savored the friendship, the brotherhood exhibited by the Moroccan people, the hospitality, and also was witness to the infrastructure and development, and also traveled in the fast train as guests of the the king himself, yes. And then the king Muhammad V, So there are, in fact, no impediments in nurturing these relationships between Pakistan and Morocco further. No obstacles, no glitches, and about trade, so much opportunities. But on the other hand, it's a great pity that our trade is minimal. People-to-people contact are not as much as they should be. And I think we need to focus on these lacunas in our relationships. Because Morocco provides ample opportunities for the development of these, or to build upon this relationship. It has political stability, it has strategic location, it has free trade agreements with Europe and United States. And now, what's more, it is in line with the Engage Africa policy of Pakistan. And I'm glad to see that more and more focus is now being placed on developing closer ties between Pakistan and African continent countries. And in this regard, of course, the role of two people on my right and left, Ambassador Asghar Khan, Mohammad Asghar Khan, and the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. They are playing a pivotal role in the realization of that Engage Africa policy. So with these words, I thank all of you for being part of this celebration of the occasion of the accession of King Muhammad VI 26 years ago. And we look forward to ever greater growth in ties between Pakistan and Morocco, as well as Pakistan and other African countries of the. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This brings us to the end of today's event. However, let me just tell you that the Moroccan Embassy has been very kind enough to provide us with Moroccan delicacies and I believe mint tea at the back. We will also be screening a short documentary on Morocco, but you can enjoy that while you have your goodies at the back. I would like to request the panel for a group picture. Thank you once again for joining us.
I see.
There was a time when nations advanced at the pace of their resources. Today, they advance at the speed of their ideas. Morocco has understood this paradigm shift. In the age of knowledge, power is no longer measured by material resources, but by the capacity to innovate. This is the story of a kingdom that made a strategic decision to stop waiting for solutions from abroad and start creating its own. At the origin of this transformation lies a vision, the vision of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, who has placed innovation, scientific research, technology, and creativity at the heart of Morocco's modern national project. Inventing Morocco is not a slogan. It is a strategy, a method, a lucid ambition for a nation determined to shape its own destiny. Guided by the royal vision, Morocco has embarked on one of the most decisive structural transformations of its contemporary history. Elevating innovation as a pillar of development, a lever of industrial sovereignty, and a catalyst for global influence. This strategic orientation is driven at the highest level of the kingdom, marks a profound shift in the national economic model. It places knowledge, research, technology, and collective intelligence at the core of growth, marking a transition from a production-based economy to a design-driven one. This qualitative leap is embodied in a symbolic evolution, evolving from made in Morocco to invented in Morocco. The kingdom has achieved economic diversification that places engineering, intellectual property, and value creation at the heart of its global competitiveness. Today, Morocco does not simply manufacture, it designs, innovates, and exports its own solutions in the most dynamic sectors. Automotive, aeronautics, rail, renewable energy, artificial intelligence, medical technology, green tech, and the digital economy. Manufacturing now accounts for 88% of the country's total exports, affirming its role as the backbone of the Moroccan economy and a strategic driver of global integration. Within this dynamic, the automotive industry stands as a symbol of this transformation. As the leading manufacturer on the African continent, Morocco has become the top automotive exporter at the African level. Each year, the kingdom exports nearly 700,000 vehicles to over 70 countries, consolidating its position as a regional industrial hub fully integrated into global value chains. This ecosystem is supported by a modern, expanding industrial infrastructure, comprising more than 150 industrial zones across the national territory, equipped to host high-value-added investments. Yet, the ambition goes far beyond export figures. With the full design and production of a car engine on its own soil in 2025, the Kingdom of Morocco attains a landmark achievement in its industrial and technological development. This is not just a technical achievement. It represents the emergence of engineering sovereignty, where design, assembly, and innovation are all mastered domestically. Invented in Morocco is no longer an aspiration. It is a tangible reality. This principle, that innovation is an act of sovereignty, now permeates all of Morocco's major strategic value chains. In the aeronautics sector, under the impetus of the Royal Vision, Morocco has taken a structural leap. Today, its ecosystem includes more than 140 specialized companies in design, machining, assembly, and engineering, with a local integration rate exceeding 40%, a testament to international competitiveness and excellence. This commitment to high value-added activities reflects a sovereign will to make innovation not an end in itself, but a tool for sovereignty, strategic autonomy, and geo-economic influence. Morocco is now investing in the most sensitive domains of advanced technology. The kingdom has become a recognized player in microelectronics and semiconductors, the very epicenter of today's industrial challenges. Furthermore, this strategy is bearing fruit. Global tech giants are choosing Morocco as a destination for their cutting-edge design, prototyping, and production centers. This repositioning is neither circumstantial nor short-term. It reflects a sovereign choice, powered by a steadfast royal will to anchor national independence in the most strategic technological sectors. A sovereignty that is conceived, designed, and built in Morocco. That is the ambition embraced by the highest authority of the state. A technological sovereignty that is open, globally integrated, grounded in the mastery of critical technologies, the valorization of national talent, and the intelligent integration of the kingdom into international value chains. This ambition is built on solid foundations. The first of these, skills development. Every year, thousands of highly qualified engineers and professionals graduate from Moroccan universities and professional schools, trained in highly sensitive disciplines such as industrial cybersecurity, applied artificial intelligence, embedded systems, data science, advanced electronics, and microfabrication. Across the country, centers of excellence are emerging, a reflection of the will to territorialize knowledge, decentralize innovation, and turn expertise into a vector for emancipation, competitiveness, and regional leadership. However, technological sovereignty cannot be improvised. It must be built over the long term, with strategic vision, robust financial mechanisms, and sustained political will. In this spirit, Morocco, under the leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, has equipped its innovation-driven economy with powerful structuring instruments. This strategic choice, enacted at the highest level of the state, enshrines an irreversible truth. Innovation in Morocco is no longer an aspiration. It is a state policy, a structured policy, financed, coordinated, and projected over time. Inventing Morocco is about embracing anticipation. It is about charting an independent course in the century of knowledge. Today, Moroccan innovation is not a luxury or a choice. It is a strategic imperative, a sovereign ambition, a bet on the future. It powers industry, fuels laboratories, energizes campuses, and gives life to high-value added startups. It shapes a Morocco that no longer merely exports products, but designs and exports solutions. A Morocco that no longer depends on the intelligence of others, but invests in its own. A Morocco that transforms the vision of His Majesty King Mohammed VI into a living architecture of national progress.